The blueprint. The blueprint is incredibly famous because it lays out the path. It provides a map for the journey we are set to go on during this incarnation. If you believe in reincarnation and that you made your blueprint before you arrived, then you would understand ideologies of a starseed, a light worker, empath, earth angels, archangels, maybe the Galactic Federation, starseeds, Pleiades, maybe the Egyptian arts, hieroglyphics, holographics, symbolism, tarot, occult, spirituality, awakening. So many different scopes to evolution. Hinduism also believes in reincarnation. Samsara, Badu, all different concepts. Today, we simply dive into the ideologies of a blueprint because as I am a clairvoyant, tarot reader, oracle card reader, spiritualist, shaman, futurist, I really do believe in the cycles of life and death. I believe they happen to all of us as we choose to awaken again and again and shed our old skin within this lifetime, choose to evolve beyond a different dimension of consciousness, choose to dive deeper into a sense of inner knowing, working towards that self-actualization that Maslow discovered many, many moons ago. I believe that before we come down, and I'll say I've been told, as I do have many passed on loved ones, guides and gurus from the other side that do come forward and share their experiences. So on good authority from the spiritual realm, I will say many of us come into this lifetime with a blueprint. They have the framework, the curriculum, the metrics, the rubric, the original code to their lifetime on planet Earth. Not everyone on this planet chooses to evolve. Many people are new souls, younger souls, fractals of other souls. So when they do land and arrive here, more than likely the younger souls will just live out what we could refer to as a muggle lifestyle. They have many more cycles of the samsara, the bardo journey, to come back again and again before they even reach a cycle of awakening consciously. Many people will sleep for many, many decades before an incarnation is a significant incarnation. Every single one of us, often looked at as the woke mind virus, and why it is spreading in the opposer's eyes sometimes, unfortunately, is because we're all waking up consciously to past lives. We've all got different clairsentient gifts and abilities. Whether you're claircognizant, you just know things. Clairvoyant, you see things. Clairaudient, you hear things. Clairtangent, you taste things. So many different ways to experience reality. And we're starting to do that more and more. We have been for centuries. But this epoch, this period of space and time, 2024 and beyond, is a very significant time in the history books. Because we're opening Mars. The moon hasn't even formally been opened yet, but we have initiated moves to Mars, life on Mars, people leaving Earth to start a new life on another planet. That is beyond fascinating. So anyone who is awake at this time, involved in astrology, astronomy, science, moleculars, quantum ideology, psychology, sociology, physics, all areas of science, to be quite honest with you, biology included, chemistry included, spirituality, religion, faith included, all disciplines including anyone on the planet right now who has their own principles, discipline, their own morals, their own belief systems, their own integrity, their own desire and belief systems around human flourishing and what ideologies of positive psychology is for them or others in their ecosystem, is more than woke enough to have a unique agenda that they uniquely promote, because religion has long been multifaceted, but it is now sharding in new ways. Meaning the subsections underneath every religion, the subsections underneath every science is even more molecular than before. To someone like me and to us over here at the School of Hermitology, it is an absolute desirable. Yeah? To others, it is a disadvantage, a non-negotiable, a deficit, because the world is full of skeptics and believers. We all have things we believe in and believe against, think are true or think are false. Yet we all are born. We can all agree that everybody on this planet was born. So when we look at the ideology of birth, going back to the blueprint, every single one of us grew in a uterus, or a faux uterus in today's society, because test tube babies are a real thing. Embryos and sperm can be grown initially in a tube, test tube, after leaving the fallopian tube, if we want to be specific. So we should understand that whilst we are all growing as a fetus, from the moment that the embryo meets the sperm, we are evolving. We are feeling beings. A lot of conversation about abortion at this time, and that's really significant in a conversation like reincarnation. I saw a post on Twitter just yesterday that said, my brother got 3 girls pregnant. He made 2 of the girls abort their children, and now he's just found out that the girlfriend he is staying with is now pregnant with triplets. So that is such a beautiful way to use the ideology of reincarnation and blueprints in this lifetime, because I did reply in a comment and said, you can't opt out of karma. Dharma's a real thing. The ideologies of that spinning head of Brahma is also a real thing too. So imagine that. 3 new earthlings were destined to come down. Free will always reigns supreme. However, the force, motion, physics ideologies here of chaos theory, matter, alignment, superstring, M-string, all of those philosophies can be grounded in the construct of, okay, 2 abortions done, we're just going to have 1 child with the woman that I love, and that one woman now is suddenly carrying the other 2 that were aborted in this lifetime and reincarnated just in time to arrive in her womb, because clearly You have a destiny with these free souls that are destined to come out and be on this planet at the same time. What a fascinating story that we can dissect as an example today of, I wanted to say paranormal psychology, but it's not even that yet. It's more pseudo, if we want to be honest, because parapsychology really talks about the mystic and the mystery of stuff that we can tangibly experiment on. And that's just a philosophy that I just came up with after reading a very simple tweet and going, that guy has really received his karma, because those kids are his and they're coming out. He's destined for free in this lifetime. The blueprint must have had a compulsory, essential requirement that within this year, for this man, he must have 3 offspring. It is indeed destined. These 3 souls are required to be birthed at this period of time, non-negotiable. Then it brings up conversations about free will versus determinism. Again, psychological ideologies also. So, if we just ground that, we do have free will, but some things are destined, then we can also hone in on another comment I made earlier in the week, which was, when we manifest, we should be manifesting ethereally and not objectively. Harsh, oh my gosh, how dare you, what do you mean? To everybody on the right screaming objectivism and how objectivity is the key, because otherwise subjectivity reigns supreme. So many debates about subjectivity, which is the ideology of just coming from a place of I am the subject and I feel this way about an issue, versus this is the objective and it must be grounded logically in the object of the conversation, not the internalized self having a subjective moment, highlighting a subject from a more of a sentimental stance versus a logical driving force, what you get from objective often. But feel free to Google both words and see the premise and spectrum that surrounds those ideologies, because it does go a lot deeper in psychology. But if we pin it there, then we can look at objectivism and go, when you manifest from a really strong standpoint of this person here will be my forever person, this job here will be my forever job, I will manifest this house just like this, I will manifest this wife or husband just like this, I will manifest this many kids, I will manifest all of these things down to a T. In that moment you cut yourself short and you sell yourself a rampant dream, because all you need to do is trust in the blueprint, because the blueprint is what? Your higher self. Your intuition, women's intuition. If you manifest in line with the blueprint, then you're not holding on to the objective of it's got to be that country, it's got to be at that house, it's got to be that person, they've got to be this age, they've got to be this skin colour, they've got to make this much money, it's got to be this year, it's got to be that year, it's got to be this time, it's got to look this way. But you do it from an ethereal standpoint, which is this is the framework and the blueprint, but we can move pieces around here. This is a live chess game we're playing here. We've got the pawns, we've got the knight, the bishop, the king and the queen. Everything's on the board here. But the game is alive. Let's move the pieces back and forth and left and right and up and down and understand the viability, variability, the variables of the conversation, more importantly. Right? We can go anywhere with this. So this has turned into a conversation not even just about reincarnation, but the manifestation that is tethered to the blueprint that we started with and the actual foundation for why we reincarnated in the first place. Much more conversations to be had about reincarnation. If you would like a series, do let me know, because I think there are conversations and I have very strong beliefs since childhood, as young as I can remember, that we are free. I have an obsession with parrots since I was a child, and I was obsessed with the way in which some parrots could mirror and mimic a voice to absolute precision. I thought, isn't that a funny species? It started with Aladdin, with the parrot in Aladdin, but it evolved beyond that to parrots in real life. Because quite a few of I know family members and friends in the past that have had birds and parrots, different kinds, and it was fascinating to hear them speak and mimic someone that you know. And then you go, wow, what kind of life have they got in this incarnation? Because I do believe that every living organism on this planet is a soul. And I do believe there is a pecking order and a ranking order, just like the life cycle itself. Before souls get to being a human, they have been a bumblebee, they have been a butterfly, they have been an earthworm, they have been a snake, a lizard, a gecko, a penguin, a frog. Spirit animals are real. Would you like more conversations about spirit animals and animal totems? Let me know. There's so much more to discuss and discover in the conversation. I just got a vision in my head as well. First time I've had it, I'll share it with you. The ideology that anything is alive. Some people were crystals, diamonds. Maybe not. Yes, I'm being told diamonds. Anything that carries energy and vibration. It's a charge. Because some people are stardust and ethereal. Some people pass on through cremation and evolve to the point where they are nothing but ether. So the charge of a crystal, the spark of a crystal, that's a fractal, an element, or a node, a piece of somebody else's soul vibration. If you've watched many series of Flash, The Flash, you'll see him travel through time and travel to Earth 1 and Earth 2 and Earth 3 and Earth 4 and travel around through the warp speed. Doppelgangers, different versions of us on other timelines. That also exists. So in this lifetime, I am here, doing this right now, but there's other lifetimes. Other Earths, other planets with me on it. Other centuries, other universes, other cosmos, other solar systems. Other moons, other stars, other suns. Other hims, other hers. And we're all mirroring each other, spinning around. And it's like the butterfly effect. The blueprint remains the same, but the pieces in the chess game is in constant motion. Newton's law. So instead of me enforcing a very specific view on you today, which I could easily do, I just open up the conversation and hope that it finds some of you well and inspires you to leave some comments for me. What more do we discuss? Nothing is off limits. We can go anywhere. There's a lot I haven't opened up to on this channel yet, and this conversation has made me realise we can really start to deep dive into the psyche and start asking questions about existence, space and time, us as human beings, forces, energies, any discipline of science, any craft, any belief system, any era of space and time, any epoch, any industry, any sector, money, life, home, riches. Let's start to deep dive. I'm going to start doing a little blueprint for the channel. This channel is about to go through its own reincarnation. Thank you for joining today. Because what I am going to do is I'm going to get my ethereal sperm and my ethereal embryo, put it in my ethereal test tube, shake it around, and birth a whole new style of content on this channel. And provide a lot more scope for a lot of conversations to be had. So if you are here today, thank you. Please share what else would be a dream to know about. What else would you like to see? I have so much more to share with you guys as well, from things I've studied across a range of disciplines. Do check out hermitology.me and see the range of topics that are already there, the sections. But more specifically, let's dive into the fact that I am a futurist and also clairvoyant, spiritualist and a shaman who studied psychology and spirituality for many years. So if there's anything within that remit that you think, wow, I would love to know this or that, or how this works, then throw it in the comments and let's deep dive over the rest of this year and really start to piece together the fractals that explain our existence. Thank you for joining me today. Do check out the website. Feel free to hit like and subscribe. Share all of your interests in the comments, and I will be back soon with more. Love and light.